Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Elements of the Unknown. I probably might have like that before. I don't know. I gotta come up with some new stuff. I'm Jason McGray.
I'm Justin.
You're unimpressed, Justin Hughes.
I'm very unimpressed, Justin.
He needs me to do something better with the intro.
You need to up your ante here.
I do. I need to come up with something. Maybe I will bring a choir with me next time.
Elements of the unknown.
If there's a choir out there listening,
I guarantee it.
I would love to come record something.
Yep.
Even if it's just like a 15-second for us to do an intro.
Bro, that would be wicked. Could you imagine that?
It would be so cool.
Like, instead of us being like, welcome back to another episode of Elements of the Unknown. I'm Jason McGray. I'm Justin Hume. But we can like make it like a choir thing where they do like a singing intro, and then your voice is all like beep, 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 and my voice is all like me, and then it'll be like a wicked cool intro, and then it'll be kind of like Canadian cryptids. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Canadian cryptids.
Canadian cryptids. Okay. So you're really good at segueing into a topic.
I know, because that had everything to do with what we were going to talk about.
Yeah, I love it.
So, yeah.
You're a cryptid in its own.
I know. It's what I do. It's what I do. What can I say?
We would be really good as a cartoon. You could just do the voices for both of us.
Yeah. Like, I could be like, hey, everybody, I'm Jason McGray, and I'm Justin Hume. We're back with another episode of Elements of the Unknown. All of a sudden, we have country accents. Don't know why, but we do. So today we're going to do an exploration of something unknown. It's called Canadian cryptids. You know what Canadian cryptid is? You know what a cryptid is? It's something like a creature that's unknown, and we don't know anything about it. So what a Canadian cryptid is, it's like something that you don't know, but in Canada. That's what that is.
That's what that is. Oh, speaking of... You just made me think of something.
Okay.
So... I was watching me diving into all of my...
You were watching you. Okay.
No, I was watching... Okay, sorry, thoughts are jumbled. I was watching streams of reels and things coming through.
Okay.
And, of course, you know, my algorithm is going to be full of high strangeness all the time. So I saw somebody had a reel that was like, hey, we're going to talk about 3 haunted spots in Canada. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's see what they talk about. And they listed a place in Ontario and a place in BC. And then they listed a place that they called Regina. And as soon as they said Regina, I knew that they were American. It's Regina. And then I was gonna I was gonna put a comment because there was 0 comments on it. I was like, I should put a comment correcting how to say Regina. But then I was like, nope.
It's like vagina, but with an R.
Well, it's not how I was going to put it. I was going to spell it out phonetically like R-J and put I-E-Y-E, Ina, Regina.
No, I'm sticking with vagina with an R.
Okay, yep.
That's Regina.
That's a cryptid monster in itself.
Yeah. Especially in Oshawa.
Wow. Zing! So, Canadian cryptids, you want to touch on Canadian cryptids.
Well, I don't want to touch them, but...
I do.
Oh, God. That's a sexual assault, brother.
What do you got for us on Canadian cryptids? Because I know a little bit about none of it.
Do you know anything of any Canadian cryptid?
I haven't done any research. I have heard of Lake Ontario's Nessie.
Yep.
So apparently there's a Loch Ness type monster that's in Lake Ontario as well.
There's Quite a few, actually.
And Lake Ontario, I also know up along the northern side of Michigan as well, is a very hot spot for all kinds of high strangeness monsters, cryptids, whatever you want to call it, as well as UFOs and high strangeness in the sky. So that kind of area that's bridged by the lake of Michigan, like Lake Ontario between Michigan and Ontario, that area apparently is full of high strangeness.
So it's funny. So upon doing my research,
and of course I know about Sasquatches and
fucking Sam Squanchley
and
Ricky, you need to come quick. There's a Sam Squanch standing outside. You need to hurry up. I'm so scared.
So, Sasquatches, Yeti, abominable snowmen, Wendigo.
Yep.
There's all kinds of native lore between about cryptids and I'm gonna let you kind of guide on the cryptids because I think you have a little bit more knowledge about Canadian cryptids than I do.
So actually, when I was doing my research on the Canadian cryptids, a lot of it has to do with stuff in the water.
Okay.
So Loch Ness type monsters.
Yeah.
There's like 15 different kinds of these. The one that I did the research on is called the Igopogo, spelled Igopogo.
Okay. Not to be confused with Ogopogo.
Same thing.
Ogopogo and Igopogo are the same thing?
Are related.
Okay.
So it's in the region of Lake Simcoe, Ontario.
Oh, that's north of us.
Huh?
Yeah.
Very close.
It is close.
Based on the Ogopogo...
We can stop recording and go there right now.
Bye.
Okay.
It is based on the Ogopogo,
yeah.
a lake monster in Okanagan Lake in British Columbia.
Right.
It is also known as the Beaverton Bessie.
Okay.
Which is in Beaverton.
Yeah.
Kempfelt Kelly, after the bay that extends from Lake Ontario into the city of Barrie, Ontario.
Yeah.
So it was probably spotted within that area of that bay that extends from Lake Ontario to Barrie. That's kind of a given. What it looks like is a creature with 2 long antennae, 4 octopus-like arms, 3 pairs of legs, and 6 gill-like appendages with feathers.
With feathers?
With feathers. I didn't look up a picture of it.
Okay.
But what that kind of... It's I don't know. That would be something wild.
Yeah, maybe I'll find a picture for when we post this episode, which you're already listening to and it's already posted. So
yeah.
Then you already see the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Sticking myself in a time paradox.
Apparently.
Okay, so has there been sightings of this creature? Is that what's going on?
There has been.
Okay.
I will get to that. So the first sighting was by David Sewells, an early settler, is credited with the first sighting in 1823.
Oh, wow.
While tending to his sheep, he allegedly seen a long creature leaving a wake in the water and a trail in the mud. So that tells me that it's not just a water creature, it's a land creature as well, which would make sense because it has legs, it has these appendages that it can crawl around with.
I guess if it has trails on the land, it would eliminate it from being like a sturgeon, a lake sturgeon or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what a lot of people were saying was, so there was scientific research on it stating that some radar was put out, and they pretty well said it could very well just be a school of fish.
Yeah,
which I can
pretty far fetched. Just like the UFOs being gaslights on the swamp or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
Another major sighting was in 1983.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was 5.
Okay, I was still swimming in my dad.
Okay. Glad we got that out of the way. Sorry.
Educational purposes. Scientific reasons.
Scientifically, you probably weren't even swimming yet. His body probably haven't even created you yet.
Whatever. I was trying to find my way out.
Yep.
Sonar operator William Skypret reported spotting a large animal.
Good old Willie.
Yeah, Willie man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, reported a large animal with a long neck.
Yeah.
Which, to me, that's kind of hand in hand
sounds
with
Nessie-like.
the Loch Ness Monster. In 1991, there's a video recording of a large seal-like animal.
Okay.
So if anyone can hear what just happened, that is my dog.
Don't know if they can. Maybe.
Okay.
I can always edit it out.
Okay.
So if you didn't hear it, it means I edited it out.
That's
if you
right.
did hear it, I didn't because I'm lazy. Anyways.
Seal-like animal.
Seal-like animal. I'm trying not to get derailed. I'm sorry.
So, no, that's okay. So it went from having these appendages and feathers to a seal-like animal.
It almost sounds like it's like two different things.
Yeah, maybe they're seeing different... Because, so like I said, when I was doing the research on this Igopogo...
Yeah.
There's actually a list of like 18 different creatures, these cryptids, that I thought were different. When I looked them up... What if
Igopogo's a shape-shifting monster?
Skinwalker or shapeshifter?
No, not Skinwalker, just shapeshifter.
Shapeshifter?
Like,
that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, if there's all these reports of it being different, like... At one point, you're telling me it had octopus legs, and now you're telling me it's like seal-like. I imagine that means it had flippers with a long neck. Once it had feathers, another time it didn't have feathers.
Came out going...
It sounded like a crackhead Nashua. All right. It's interesting that it has such high differences, and I imagine with all the different creatures that you found in that research, there's probably some notable differences between each one.
There is notable differences, but there's actually more notable likenesses.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yes. So a lot of them say that they're like... A lot of them actually depict themselves to look or be related to the Ogopogo.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I don't know, maybe the originator of all these creatures.
Maybe it's his dad.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe we got to get Ogopogo on here and interview him about his nefarious lifestyle with other cryptids.
Hey, show. My name's Ogopogo. My friends call me Ogie.
Yeah.
Or Ogie Pogie.
Okay, Ogie. Well, with all the different creatures that are now swimming in Lake Simcoe,
yes,
we can tell the different cryptids that you've been with.
Right.
One was a phoenix.
Yes.
One was a seal.
Yes.
One was a dinosaur.
No dinosaur. That was hearsay.
Okay. It's interesting. So, is 91 the most recent?
Nope.
No. Okay. No. All right.
Take a guess of when the most recent one was.
3 weeks ago.
No.
Okay.
2016.
Well, it's still pretty recent.
So, John Kirk.
Yep.
Of the BC Scientific Cryptozoology Club claimed to have a tape of the creature.
In BC?
Never release it.
Is it footage in BC or did he come
footage
here?
in BC.
Okay. Why would he release it?
I don't know. That's just it. So there is a videotape.
Then how do you make a claim without releasing evidence?
Right. You would think like it. Oh,
be
yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? I got an interview I did with a full-fledged apparition of a ghost. He's telling me how ghosts work. I'm never gonna release that footage though. Like, you know what I mean?
Right away, people are gonna call bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Where
video.
Did you escape from?
There's a video from last week where me and this gray alien were having beers in my basement. Like, it's pretty cool. And everybody's like, I call bullshit. You don't have a basement.
Oh, you're right. That was my garage.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, it's just weird that you make a claim and then you refuse to provide the evidence to your claim.
Right.
And it's a wide enough claim that you found it during research.
Yeah.
So it means other people are finding it while they're researching, and yet there's like, is this guy? You said he's a part of an organization.
Yeah, he's part of the. What did I say it was? It was the.
I wonder.
British Columbia Scientific Cryptozoology Club.
Makes sense now.
It does.
He's on that BC greenery.
Oh, yeah. BC's known for that good kush.
I wonder if he would show people privately. Like, if we reached out and was like, hey, could you show us the footage?
No, because with that, he would probably ask us, like, who we are or whatever. And then as soon as we would say, oh,
we're Elements of the Unknown, duh.
Okay, if we're stating the obvious, I know we're the best of the best. I mean,
yeah. Canadian's favorite. I don't know what he's mumbling. Turn to Boomhauer.
You know, this episode
is all over the place.
It's all over the place.
We're keeping it on track, though.
Yeah, we are. So with the Loch Ness Monster, okay, let's try and relate these things here.
Okay.
We got the Loch Ness Monster.
Yep.
Hundreds of video footages of this thing.
There's some video, yep.
Some of it debunked.
Yep.
Some of it shown as a hoax.
Yep.
Others have claimed it to be just a large snake.
Yeah, I've heard that. There's all kinds of claims about explanations, but that happens with everything.
But then there's other video footages that scientists just can't break down.
Yeah.
That are more, I guess, proven to be...
Well, it's like the very original photo, the famous photo of Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. The one where you see, like, the two humps.
And you see the head coming out of the water. Like, that's the most famous one, and it's, like, a ton of theories about it, but it's never truly been debunked.
No.
And, like, the person that created that took that photo has gone back and tried to get another photo.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have an updated photo, too. They did, like, years ago.
Yeah. So the original photo, it kind of looks like this. I know people... can't see this, not right now, maybe when we release our
I'll throw a picture up.
I'll
edit it in.
So the most famous one, so here's the head.
Oh, this is great. He's gonna do a drawing,
right? And here's the mouth.
Yeah, he's got a mouth,
right? And then it's got, and you see this. I don't actually remember drawing this in like elementary school.
Yep, it looks the same,
right?
It's fantastic. Did you sign it? Yeah, rar.
So when this finally goes up, here's the original picture. Exactly looks like that. Yep. Oh wait, I guess I should sign that.
All you fans listening on the audio, you got a treat for you guys.
There, now it's signed.
Yep. I'm gonna take that picture. We're gonna put it out there in the world.
So cryptids, there is a huge list of Canadian cryptids.
Yep.
Another one being the Wendigo, or the Wendigo, however you want to spell it. So the Wendigo, it habitats in the prairies, in the woods. And did you know that actually Kenora, Ontario, has been dubbed the capital of the world for the Wendigo?
Really?
Because that's where most of the sightings have been seen.
Oh, I wonder how far Kenora is from me. Keep talking about it. I'm going to look up and see how far Kenora is.
The Wendigo has been described to carry a very foul smell.
Yeah, much like Bigfoot.
That's right. It has also been described as anywhere between human size.
We're not going to Kenora.
How far is Kenora?
20 hours.
Ontario's that big?
Yeah, bro. You didn't know Ontario that was that big?
No.
It's the same amount of time to drive in Nova Scotia.
Good damn.
Yeah, it's 2 days drive. I mean, it's technically 1 day, but you'd stop halfway because it would just be too much driving. Yeah, okay. Tell us more about the Kenora Wendigo.
Okay, so the Wendigo, it...
Not to be confused with the Canadian Winnebago.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Winnebago to go see the Wendigo.
No, it's not none of it. It's in Kenora.
It just sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Yep. So it's been described as anywhere between average human size to 18 feet tall.
18 feet tall?
18 feet tall.
Good God.
It is supposedly carrying some deer-like skull on its head.
Yep.
Or as its head.
Yeah.
With antlers.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that with the rack from the deer.
And they say most of the time when you spot a Wendigo is death usually comes closely after.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or has recently followed.
Mm-hmm.
It has been said that it will follow people into a cabin, skin them alive, eat their flesh, and make their cabin its own lore until it finds another victim. It is also said that when in human life form, it follows you around and haunts your dreams.
Okay.
With, once again, death closely following.
Okay. Well, I don't want to meet one then.
No. So
we're not going to Kenora.
No, definitely not going to Kenora. It is mostly known as a Aboriginal folktale, closely leading to that of kind of like a spiritual guide.
Okay.
It carries a lot of bad luck with it as well. It's also said that if you see a Wendigo, you will ultimately be in the demise of bad luck for the rest of your life if you don't die.
Does the Wendigo have any similarities to like a Yeti or a Sasquatch?
I mean, so actually, it's funny that you say that.
Wendigo is native, though, isn't it?
Yes, so Wendigo is native, but it also says that it does have a howl that very closely is in similarity of a Sasquatch howl.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, it seems like a similar beast.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay. So, I imagine there's all kinds of native tales about the Wendigo.
When I was doing my research on the Wendigo, it brings you to so many different sites. There was actually, I wonder if I can pull up a photo real quick of a Wendigo that was recent. So this is actually So looking at this photo of the Wisconsin Wendigo,
yeah,
it is because. So when I was looking up the appearance of a Wendigo, it was also said to carry an ash-like form or colored skin.
Okay.
with a heavy stench. So looking at this photo here, to me it looks like it is human size, like regular average man size, with kind of like a pale looking skin and no eyes and a large mouth is what it looks like. And then in other photos, when you look up Wendigo, which I've also seen, was it has bloodshot eyes, antlers, 18 feet tall. Like, look at this picture, man.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going through the woods and seeing something that size?
It looks like a giant beast, like a giant dead deer.
Right. So that's what it's said to carry, that it carries a dead skull or a dead deer skull on its head. But then you got stuff like that where it's
like if you just look up Wendigo, you're going to see this beast that looks like a bipedal deer that looks like it might have been zombified or dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely terrifying looking. I could not imagine seeing something like this in real life. You know what though? You know what I'm questioning? You know how there's all kinds of like found footage or revealed footage of people seeing Bigfoot?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a phone footage or a camera footage of a Wendigo.
No.
Ever. So that would be something I'd be very interested in finding or seeing, is if there's any footage of a Wendigo. That would be crazy.
Yeah. There's actually another Canadian cryptid.
Oh yeah,
which
hit
is
me with more. Yeah.
More of a ghost.
Oh yeah.
It is called the Headless Nun.
The Headless Nun.
Headless Nun.
Okay. Where's this Headless
So the Headless Nun is a ghost story associated with French Fort Cove in Norden, now the city of Miramichi, New Brunswick.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Miramichi, yeah.
According to the tale that dates back to the mid-18th century, the headless nun was an 18th century resident of the area named Sister Marie Inconnu being the French for unknown, who was subsequently beheaded. Details of the story vary. In one version, a mad trapper cut off her head and ran into the woods with it. In another, 2 sailors cut off her head after she refused to divulge the location of a treasure. The story holds that Sister Mary's head was never found, resulting in her spirit forever roaming the area in search of it. Today, headless nun tours are among the tourist attraction offerings at French Fort Cove. So you can actually get a tour of the sightings of this headless nun in New Brunswick. Do we know anybody in New Brunswick?
Yes.
Can you get in touch with them and see if they've heard of anything like that?
Absolutely.
Okay, if you could get in touch with them, I would love to question and see if they know anything about this headless nun, because that is wild.
Okay.
That's almost like a kind of like a local story that maybe somebody would know a lot more about. But it's funny because there's not a lot on it. There's not a lot on this headless nun.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know we're talking cryptids, but bringing up a spirit of a headless nun reminds me of a ghost story from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, which is where I'm from, and which is where I was going to go this year, but I didn't get a chance. There is a park in the center of Yarmouth, down by the water.
Okay.
It is called Frost Park. It's a very nice little park. You can see the waterfront from there. But in Frost Park, it's known to be highly haunted because Frost Park, there is a bunch of unmarked graves on Frost Park.
Oh.
Like under Frost Park that have never been discovered, but they're there.
Okay.
And in Frost Park, they have there has been reports of seeing a spirit of a man in a brown hat and smoking a pipe. And there was a report a guy made years ago that he had several encounters with this guy, this spirit, and he had conversations with him. And the spirit had conversations telling him where buried treasure was and trying to provide information for this guy that was having these encounters with this spirit to convince him to go find the treasure for him and the spirit. So it's been a giant treasure hunt and trying to find this spirit that apparently gives you directions on how to find this treasure.
That's just Uncle Fred.
That's sorry?
Uncle Fred.
It's Uncle Fred.
He's a drunk.
He's a drunk.
We've been trying to get him to stop for years.
He's just a drunk from the local pub down the street.
That's it. He's been off his meds for years. We try to control him. He doesn't listen.
It's cool little. There's all kinds of East Coast different stories, UFOs, ghosts, cryptids, all kinds of stuff. So
yeah,
all kinds of seafaring tales of different monsters in the water out that way.
So yeah, a lot of our cryptids have to do with the water. There's also something to do with, I seen something to do with like a giant fish.
Yeah, a giant fish. You know what else there is?
What?
A giant bird.
Phoenix?
Yeah, Phoenix is one.
There's
but
was
the
other one?
natives have lots of tales of like a giant, huge bird
that has electricity or something like that.
Yeah, that lights up.
Yeah.
You know what that theorizes as?
No.
Ancient alien visitation.
Okay.
So if ancient aliens, say like the Anunnaki, who had, I know everything circles around for me, that come to this earth and maybe they have wings on their back maybe, and they appear as a giant bird, and the natives don't associate it as extraterrestrial or alien. They associate it as some kind of spirit animal or god or some type of thing in the sky that they have to fear and worship.
Yeah.
You see how that would correlate? Possibly. That it might have been a cryptid creature, or maybe it is an alien visitation, or who knows. But there's
some sort of ancient god?
Yeah, some sort of ancient thing that maybe was misunderstood, and now looking back on it, you'd be like, oh, it wasn't a giant eagle. It might have been something else, not of this world, which is interesting.
So I kind of want to circle back a bit
Yep.
to one of our past episodes with Gary.
Okay.
You know how he said he was a skeptic?
Yep.
It's weird how he's a skeptic, but yet a lot of their leaders, or whatever you want to call them, are spirit guides.
Right.
And to me, it's just wild how he is a skeptic of it.
Yeah, well, he just maybe hasn't been faced enough with it.
Yeah, maybe.
He's more exposure to folklore and culture might change his mind.
Maybe.
Who knows? He's on his own journey, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's on an awesome journey.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But that's why I mean, like, just seeing, like, slightly touching on the research recently of, like, native and what they see and everything else that we've researched. It's hard to dismiss that those things that seem to be similar aren't connected in some way or form.
But yet are so connected.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they're connected, but they're not connected. It's and that's the thing about cryptids. There's
the thing of like our gray aliens, the goblins underneath the Appalachian Mountains. Like, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I mean, but we could touch on that in another episode.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I mean by like correlating these things. There's cryptids all over the states that get various descriptions, and then when you do the research across the different areas, you start to realize that maybe those things are one and the same. They're just getting cited in different places and described as different things. Mm-hmm. Like, what's to say the dog man isn't a Wendigo?
Oh, the dog man.
Right? So this is what I'm saying. And what's to say the flying shimmering eagle in Canada isn't the Mothman in Point Pleasant? What's to say the goblins in Kentucky aren't the gray aliens of South America? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of similarities.
There might be correlations there somewhere 100%. That kind of intertwine them.
And that research has been done. Those revelations have been broadcast before. They've been theorized before. There's people out there now that are making those observations and stating and showing things like that.
Well, I would, if any of our listeners know anyone or who is a cryptozoologist, if you could reach out to us, I'd love to talk to you, get more of a definition of a cryptozoologist, find the meaning behind a cryptozoologist, see if there's some sort of correlation between cryptids and maybe the ancient times or natives or whatever the ties may be, if they can shine more of a light onto it. Because let's be honest, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, Yetis, goblins, all these different things that people love to talk about and conspiracize about, all have to do with cryptology. If we could find someone who can maybe shine more of a light on it, that has maybe done some debunking, because I'm sure some sort of debunking has to be done, in that the best paranormal investigator debunks everything before they say, yeah, it's a ghost.
Okay. Well, zoologists would do that too. They would try to give you a natural explanation for things.
So why is it that this person sees this? Well, because of XYZ. Or why am I seeing? Why is it that we're hearing knocks before we see Bigfoot?
Well, we are really close to one of Canada's biggest zoos. So,
Oshawa?
The Toronto Zoo. There's probably a bunch of zoologists in Toronto.
Cryptozoologists?
Well, it goes hand in hand. So, in order to be a cryptozoologist, you would have to first be a zoologist. Do you understand how that works?
No, because zoologists have to do with
they have the
real
knowledge.
Animals.
Yes. Well, if you, by theory, cryptids are real animals.
So they're in the study of mythical creatures.
Are they mythical or are they real? That's the thing. Like, that's what I mean. It goes hand in hand. You need somebody that. You can't just study cryptids and say you have a zoologist degree. you have to branch off of it.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
there's a lot of people that self-teach themselves and proclaim themselves.
Yeah.
So to be a cryptozoologist, a proper cryptozoologist, I would assume you have some kind of study or whatever degree it takes to be some kind of zoologist as well. That your profession is a study of creatures and animals and stuff. So that, and you just happen to have an interest in the high strangeness, so you branched into the study of cryptozoos as well.
So that would mean that they would have to have some sort of hardcore proof that these things exist and have come in close contact with them.
They might not have hardcore proof, but they might have theories, and they might be able to whittle down the skepticism of whatever the case would be. Oh, that Bigfoot, that was a gorilla. You know what I mean? We don't have to believe it, but they might have theories. Oh, like how many times has there been Bigfoot research and then they take it to a university or a zoo to have the hair analyzed? They get the actual zoologists to analyze the feces, the hair, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, universities and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, you want to wrap it?
Let's wrap it.
All right.
I don't know. I don't want... Because there's still so many unanswered questions that I don't think that we're going to be able to get to. Like, okay, I need to backtrack a little bit here. So, these cryptozoologists, I've got my head wrapped around these cryptozoologists. Now that you've said that, you know, there has to be some sort of tie between cryptozoologists and zoologists.
Sure.
What if they actually have had close encounters with these things?
Okay.
But they have sworn some sort of oath to secrecy from these cryptids. You know what I mean? Like, okay. You can't say that you've actually seen it. You can only mention that how does one become a cryptozoologist?
That's a great question.
That's what I need answered. I need to know, like, what makes somebody a cryptozoologist? Is it someone just printing out a certificate and putting their name on it and saying that they're the best of?
No. No. I'm not even going down that road. Nope. Anyways, there's lots, as you said, lots of cryptids in Canada, and we can circle back to that.
Okay.
We can discuss more cryptids.
Yeah, because you said that you have a friend that goes Bigfoot hunting, right? Or Bigfoot...
I do.
Not hunting, but...
he does go Bigfoot hunting. I do have a friend.
Is it called hunting? Like,
yeah,
hunting,
sure.
You kind of think
whatever.
of...
It's like ghost hunting, Bigfoot hunting,
hey,
whatever
look,
you call it.
Bigfoot, pew pew!
No, well, not that kind of hunting. Searching.
Okay.
I do have a friend. I don't have a problem dropping his name because you can go and look up his book. His name is Dan Hammond. Used to be a former comic book illustrator.
Okay.
Turned paranormal investigator. Used to run his own... I don't even know if they're still going. Him and another guy ran a podcast called the Phantom Faction Podcast.
Okay.
And he wrote his own book called Strange Happenings that you can find on Amazon. It's a really good book, all about his personal accounts and stuff like that. And I do know that he goes out and does Bigfoot searches and stuff like that. He would be probably my most knowledgeable connection towards that. And I could reach out and see if there's anything planned in the future or anything where we could go and kind of tag along, join up.
Yeah.
So yeah, check him out. Dan Hammond. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, we don't just have like lake serpents. We also have these Yetis and Bigfoots and these deer skull wearing 18-foot tall stinky creatures and
there's demons everywhere.
Apparently we have goblins somewhere.
Oh.
So I've seen somewhere that we do have goblins in like these caving systems and
yep.
I do know of a couple places that have caves and old abandoned mines that we could maybe
in Ontario?
In Ontario.
Let's go.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned a couple of them to you before in the past.
I'm down. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go explore some caves.
Oh, I've always wanted to go explore caves, see what we can find. Ever since watching Hellier.
Yeah, I know, right? You just want to go explore some caves?
Yeah, I do.
Bing, bing, bing. All right, folks. Till next week. Stay spooky.
Stay weird.